Falling sells the feeling of flight. When you're designing a game and want to create the sensation of flying freely through the sky, start by adding a falling mechanic or some other kind of penalty. Or, if you want, you can replace the penalty with a requirement the player has to meet in order to fly. In games where you can fly, you want those controls to feel good, right? Of course you do. However, no motion will really feel complete until you introduce an opposing element. In flying games, that's falling. In games where you move at high speeds, it's conditions to slow players down. In the very first Ace Combat, for example, you're flying across over the ocean. When you come across this long bridge, doesn't it make you want to fly right under it? Like so. It feels great if you can pull it off. This great feeling comes from the inherent risk and the sense that you're just barely scraping by. If you hit the bridge, you're finished. If you crash into the water, you're finished. This real fun is threading that needle. Imagine a game with nothing but sky, with no ground at all to crash into. It wouldn't have any tension. In that sense, you can see how flying games set in outer space can be harder to get right than those set inside Earth's atmosphere. Similarly, dogfights where you just shoot at enemies at high altitude don't come together quite as quickly as stages with ground and obstacles to contend with. As for making superhuman feats of nature and similar flying mechanics feel good, I'd say you need to get the player's interaction with the surrounding environment absolutely spot on. In Kirby Air Ride, your machine will fly when you launch off cliffs and ramps. Not only is it fun to search out those flight spots, but there's a mix of air ride machines that can fly and others that can't, both of which serve to make the flight itself more enjoyable. When you're adding a mechanic to your game, think about how to oppose that mechanic too. It's like how players' attacks and enemy attacks come as a set. Risk and reward are two sides of the same coin. Stage clear.